Folk here, and today we're going to be doing a comparison video with the Callaway Steelhead Xr versus the Cleveland CBX Irons. I had a couple of guys asking me to do this head-to-head comparison, so let's go put it on.
Hit the ball!
Boom. Alright guys, let's get into a little geek speak about the Steelhead Xr versus the CBX Irons. The Steelhead Xr, their biggest technology this year is going to be their 360 cut face technology. That is their second generation. It is super hot off the face. This is the longest club I've hit this year, and it's not even necessarily the super jacked up loft club. It's going to be interesting to compare it to the CBX iron. This is actually a 6 iron that we're going to hit versus the 7 iron. And this 6 iron has their VT sole that's going to allow a little bit better turf interaction, as well as they have the 5% larger grooves and some perimeter weighting that they've pulled away off the face and lower. So I'm going to post some links up here in this little corner that you guys can take a look at each one individually that I've done out in the course and giving you some dry ball testing as well. So let's get started, and we're going to start with the Steelhead Xr. Looking down at the ball, this looks exactly like every Cleveland iron I've seen since really the Steelhead X16s. It has a rounded look. The top line is thicker. The sole isn't actually too bad. You have some generous offset. Not as bad as some other game improvement or even super game improvement, but you can definitely see it's there. It's definitely inspiring that it's going to give you a little bit of help. So let's give it some swings, see how it goes. First shot, it's felt a little bit chunky, not necessarily the best strike out there. 207. You can see that spun at 39.71. That is due to the chunk. So a hot face that spins low as it is with a chunk is going to spin even lower. So I got the distance I was looking for out of it, but the spin rate, man, that's not going to stop. That's just going to roll forever. Let's hit another one here. A little better strike. That was a terrible swing. That's going to be a big old push slice out to the left. Super high, I bet. 76 for the push with 23 degrees, 176. I mean, that's probably left of the green, but short. So luckily, my miss wasn't terrible, but that was not a great swing. Let's try another one here. That was a great swing, great contact on that one. Should be drawn around. Man, 221, that's a rocket with 3,300 RPMs. That's like 3-wood territory for the spin rates. And this is why I always am afraid to hit this club, because I really have no idea how far it's gonna go. Let's hit one more here. That was a thin shot, not necessarily great strike. Push out to the left. I don't know if I agree with that. 184. It's spinning at 58. That's what I would expect for the thin shot. I don't know if it went that far to the left, but overall, it's probably the numbers I would expect out of this. So let's go ahead and switch over to the CBX, see how that performs. All right, guys, looking down at the CBX, I feel like it has a little bit chunkier top line than the Steelhead Xr. It has a healthy amount of offset as well. It has an all satin finish. I feel like the head's a little squattier as well than the Steelhead Xr. Overall, though, it's definitely a gameable club. Let's go ahead and hit some, see how it performs. The strike was solid on that. I was very happy with that. Hitting it at 217 with 51.60. That seems to be a little bit further than I would say that shot should have gone. Let's go ahead and hit another one here. That was a thin shot, low in the face. It's gonna be a little bit of a bullet out there. 186, spinning at 5100. So that's gonna run on up there. I would think, being so low, that could be actually a decent shot. Let's hit another one. Good strike. So the push out to the left. Just didn't get around on it. 179, which is short. Spinning at 61. Again, a thin push. That's it. Just not striking the ball well today. Let's go ahead and hit another one. Another thin shot, not necessarily the best strike. But 191, that's actually not too bad. Looking at that, spinning at 48.80. So I feel like this has some forgiveness. Both of them do. You can see that. That a couple of good strikes, a couple of not so good strikes with both of them. So let's go ahead and try hitting some punch shots, starting with the CBX Iron. And the idea here is just to keep it as low as possible. I'm hoping to shoot right around probably 190 with a low punch with this guy, but let's just see how low I can get it. Was it the best strike? A little Healy. You can see that went 11 degrees down, so that was great. Just a little low shot. That wasn't the best strike. Let's see if I can get a little better here. That was a better strike. Wasn't as low though. You see that was 16 degrees, spinning at 43. So let's go ahead and switch over to the Callaway. All right, guys, 2 punch shots with this. That one was a good strike. It was supposed to be a punch shot, but I feel like that's going to be higher than I wanted. 19 degrees. Like I said, that's just going to be higher than I wanted to hit it, but I felt like I tried to keep that as low as possible. Maybe caught that just a slightly chunky. Let's go ahead and hit another one. That was a low strike on the face. I feel like it's going to be much lower though, so let's see how it turns out. 14 degrees, that is not bad. That's pretty much what I would like to see from this 172. That's hopefully just going to hit and roll quite a long ways. Try to keep it low under the tree or, fighting it in some way. So let's go ahead, try hitting some high shots next. Didn't catch it super perfect, but it definitely got up there in the air. That's not bad. 196 carry, 20 degrees with the Cleveland. Let's see what I can do hitting one more here. That was a fade. I definitely pushed that out there to the left, but I definitely got it higher up in the air. Usually that's what a fade does. 23 degrees up in the air, spinning at 6,000. So even on a high shot, this actually spins pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and try the Steelhead, see how that performs. Definitely launched that one in the air. I don't feel like I ever have trouble getting this one up in the air. It was a slight push. That one was 24 degrees up in the air, spinning at 55. Wow, that was definitely up in the air. Let's try getting it a little bit. Let's try getting it a little bit straighter here. That one also got up in the air really easy. That's going to probably be just a slight draw. I mean, that was, look at that, 210 carry. Launching at 23, spinning at 44.78. No problem getting this guy way up in the air. Again, I feel like even though it has no spin, launching it high, I think that Callaway's hoping that that's going to offset each other to get it to come down at a steeper descent angle, so you don't have to have as much spin to stop the ball on the green with, let's say, more of a bladed type of iron. So let's go ahead and try the 175 shot, see how I can get close to each one with that. And we're not going to try and hit a punch shot, just trying to hit a 175. That was just a push out to the left, not a great strike. That's not on the green. 144 carry, just short. Let's try again. Pulled that one because I didn't want to push it anymore. And that one's going to go 168. That's not bad. That's actually really close. That's spun at 33, so that is going to roll out. That's right around the distance that I'm hoping for. So let's go ahead and try it with the steelhead. 175. Oh, 175. Perfect on the number, spinning at 53. Wow, that is great. Let's go ahead and try it again, see if I can match it. Caught that one a little thin. I think it's probably going to be short. We'll see though. Oh, 150. So that was short. Thin is going to cause it to spin more too, which is not going to reach the 175, but definitely the Indian and not the arrow when it comes to those kind of finesse shots. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dry ball data and wrap up. All right, guys, as we take a look at the Steelhead XR irons from Callaway versus the CBX irons from Cleveland Golf, we can notice a couple of things. The first one is ball speed, club head speed, pretty close to the same. Launch angle, interestingly enough, Steelhead is 5 degrees higher. That's pretty high looking at that. Backspin is actually pretty close, but that's considering that the Steelhead was a 7-iron and the CBX was a 6-iron. You have the carry yardage, which is 197 versus 193. Again, that's a 7-iron versus a 6-iron, and a 7-iron is going further. So that's what I want to point out to you guys. The Steelheads are super hot. You take a look at the punch shots, you can see that I have 184 versus 172 with the carry yards, but again, you can flight both of them at 17 and 15 degrees, so you can keep them down. You also have no problem trying to get them up in the air. The CBX was almost 22 degrees versus the Steelhead XR, which was almost 24 degrees, and you can see that the spin rates are still in the 5,000, so that's pretty impressive as well, and they're both carrying really well with that. You can see the Steelhead with higher launching is going to fly even further at 207. And finally, the 175-yard shots. Again, I had a couple of ones that were in there that weren't necessarily great. I had a couple of chunks like the 144 and the CBX and the Steelhead at 150. But, of course, I'm super excited about the Steelhead hitting at 175 on the nose. But the CBX wasn't too far behind with 168. So you guys can see there on the numbers, the Steelhead is super hot. It is crazy long for that. These spin numbers aren't actually near as bad as what I had the first time I reviewed them. So I'm actually pretty impressed with what we're looking at there. But again, that is 5-iron numbers that I'm getting here from the Steelhead XR. I mean, my 5-iron generally flies for me 210, and you guys can see there that I have a 207 and a 221 with a 7-iron. The club is just too long and too hot for what I'm looking for, but if you're looking for extra distance, you're looking for getting the ball way up in the air, that Steelhead may be a better choice than the CBX irons for you because you're hitting into the greens with a lower club, and that generally speaking equals more likelihood and a better chance to hit the green. So guys, let me know what you think. Go ahead and post those comments down below. I look forward to hearing from you. If you guys were interested in seeing this review, did you expect results? What do you guys think? If you have any questions, again, post those down below. I try to get to everybody's comments and questions. I found this really fun today, even though I wasn't hitting the ball super spectacular. I think the numbers speak for themselves in saying that the Steelhead is hotter, can fly higher, and spins generally a little less. All of that
is to be expected. So, I look forward to hearing your comments, look forward to hearing your questions, answering those. As always, guys, hit that subscribe button while you're down there commenting. Give us a thumbs up because YouTube likes that. Thanks for watching, and we'll chat with you next time.